and she's soon to be releasing her solo album very soon, her debut.
Yes.
Please give it up for Lauren.
Hello.
Yeah.
Singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter. Yeah, I mean, please tell me how the process has been for recording your debut album and kind of being in studio and writing for yourself.
Yeah, it's been incredibly transformative, to be honest. There's not a lot of room really for creative agency over, your own voice in those kind of circumstances, and not so much as a dig as it is like kind of a realization I came to while I was in the group, and shortly afterwards when it ended, I kind of just had this whole moment of like returning to, or my soul returning to me, and me kind of being like, whoa, who are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be? And how are you going to navigate your own voice now? And so these past 2 years have been just a deep dive into that subconscious of mine and that world of mine, and really getting in touch with what it is that I want to say, what kind of message I have for people, what kind of messages I have for myself, because really my art has been such an exploration of self and such a deep dive into my psyche and where I am and what I feel and what I think, and my main intention with it and with once giving it to the world is just healing. Like it's been such a healing process for me to write the music, to get these lyrics out of me, and to really learn that I'm good at what I do, you know what I mean, and really believe that about myself, and just kind of deep dive into that. So I'm so excited to give it to the world and for things to really start coming out.
I know that you're very passionate about writing, and you wrote poetry, and you've been writing for a really long time. I mean, do you remember the first song that you ever wrote?
Yeah. The first song, I only wrote like 2 songs growing up. The first song, I only wrote like 2 songs growing up. And I'm a Cancer. Yes, I'm an emotional shawty, yep. And on top of being emotional, I'm also a Scorpio moon, so we have double water. Yeah, super fun. Really great to be me. But anyways, in that process, I was 15 when I got my heart broken for the first time, and the only way that I could channel it was through writing, because I was like sick. Like, I don't know if y'all remember your first heartbreak, but the first time you give everything to someone, and you're like, I'm gonna marry this person, I'm gonna have kids with this person. I was 15. And I was like, I'm gonna marry this person, this is like everything, we're gonna have a beautiful tree house together. And then he randomly left me after 3 months because he went into the DR and was like, I can be with other girls. And I was like, heartbroken, distraught. And so I wrote a song about it. And that was my first song. I don't even remember the name of it, to be honest. But yeah, I did write that song. And my first poem was when I was like 7 or 8 years old. And I still to this day have the book I wrote it in, which I'm very proud of. It was like a green notebook. And I couldn't sleep at all. Like I was super, I don't know why a 7-year-old was having insomnia, but she was. And I kind of, I woke up and I was like, how do I get this out of me? And then I just started writing and wrote about not being able to sleep. And then after it came out of me, I fell asleep. And so my brain connected, when I have crazy feelings and I feel overwhelmed, I can put it onto paper through a pen and it'll leave my body. And energetically it'll leave me, and I can just kind of make sense of what I feel. So since then it's been a wrap.
And who are some of your biggest influences in writing and performing? And I know you've seen a diverse array of sounds from you. I mean, who really inspired you?
A lot of different people. The musical frame, Amy Winehouse largely influenced me. Erykah Badu, Miss Lauryn Hill, Christina Aguilera, English. That was more from a singing standpoint, I feel like. There's such a wide, John Mayer, I love his writing style. The XX, the Arctic Monkeys, Alex Turner. Just a bunch of different kinds of, Alicia Keys, excuse me. I forget my name. Woman. It's just, but yeah, so a wide range of beautiful talents and strong talents. Yeah, I love lyrics that just, when you hear them and when you hear the person who wrote them, you can feel them. That's my main thing. Like it transcends genre for me. It always has. Like I've never just listened to one type of music. I've always listened to all kinds of music, and I've just always gravitated towards lyricists, like people who really express their personal human experience, because that's what I think the beauty of art is being able to relate to one another through our
Growing
experience.
up in Miami, I know that reggaeton was a huge impact on you, and
Salsa.
and it kind of comes out obviously in the tiny single that you just appear on, Nada.
Nada.
Can you tell me about working with Tiny, and also if we'll hear some more Spanish language music from you, some Latin pop?
Yes, you'll definitely be getting some Latin vibes from me, Spanish vibes. I grew up I'm Cuban American, so my grandparents were all born in Cuba, all four of them, and my mother was also born in Cuba. And they raised me. Like, I was blessed to be raised by my grandparents and my parents, and it's like a very tight-knit, super Latino family. And I grew up speaking Spanish only with my grandparents. Like, they would not speak to me in English, and in my household it was always Spanglish, so it's like an array of Spanish and English expressions, especially when mom was pissed. It's just the Spanish was just fluent when that was happening. So it was one of those things that naturally, as I started to write my own music, I gravitated towards expressing myself in Spanglish. Like, so there's obviously, you know, I was raised in America and went to school in English and everything, but I'm fluent in Spanish, so it's kind of like this in and out that I go through. I best express myself in English as far as vocabulary goes. Like, I have like a deeper grip on the language, but as far as, you know, there's random things that I'll be saying and I'm like, this needs to be said in Spanish. Like, I don't even know how to, especially when I'm like talking to my ancestors through my music, like it's always in Spanish because they all speak English. So,
Huge fan base. I mean, so many people are, you know, really passionate about your music, passionate about releasing music, especially, but very patient. Tell me about
for that.
Tell me about handling that type of demand from people who have loved you for a long time, but also taking time with it and exploring your own voice in the process.
Yeah, honestly, that was the most important part for me. I feel like ever since I was 16 and started on this endeavor of being in this industry, because I've been in it for 7 years now. I'm 23. I've been through a lot, and I think my main thing was I learned through the process that I went through that I am a very hard worker. I learned that I am exactly who I say I am, and I show up as that person. And so it was a matter of gripping that and taking the time to make sure that she's okay before I give her to the world. Because I went through a lot, and I went through a lot of trauma, and it really broke my sense of self and made me doubt myself to a very deep degree, even though when I was younger, like, I created from a space of complete, you know, just pure passion and love and joy. I didn't think about whether it was gonna chart or, like, that wasn't even a concept in my mind. Like, I was just writing because if I did it right, I felt bad, you know? And so I really have taken these past 2 years to separate myself, my real self, like my human self that's having this human experience on this planet, from the person that people want me to be and the projection of everyone else's expectations, and really deciphering and quieting all those voices and listening to me and listening to my higher self, listening to spirit guiding me, and just not allowing the outside influence to pressure me into having to get my shit together any faster than I could. Pressure me into feeling like I needed to release perfect music in order to compete with any one of my other counterparts, because the media loves to compare us, and so do fans, and so do, you know, the general public. People love to compare people, especially in what we do in entertainment business. People love to compare us, especially women.